Okay. All right. I think we are G to G. Yeah, we're G to G. All right, guys. If you don't mind, as we get in, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. And we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. This is Late Nights with Santana. We are back. We are back for the final night of our discussion. And we are talking about communities, online communities. And we've been going through what these different spaces look like throughout the week. And we really got into a couple of different things. Hey, Tess. We got into a couple of different things. We talked about like the different people that look for community online. We talked about people who are rejected by community online. And last night we started a really good conversation to get into what it looks like to push that online community offline and how that actually works. So tonight we are getting into the actual solutions, right? We need to start talking about what do we do? What do we do? How do we do it? And how do we ensure that these online spaces that we all enjoy, right? I mean, that's the reason why we're here right now. We're all here right now because we enjoy these online spaces. And how do we ensure that it continues to be a place where we want to be? And so that's what this evening is about. And that's what we're going to continue to roll into throughout the evening. So if you are interested in joining the conversation, go ahead and cross up. We're going to go ahead and start getting people here in just a few moments. So if you're interested in joining the conversation, go ahead and request up. We're going to get started here in just a moment. But before we go too far, let me do this, and then this. Expand. Boom. All right. Before we get too far, you guys know what we got to do. We got to kick it off the right way. Let's get it going.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late Nights with Santana and Mama Jones watching. Better keep it clean. Let's go. Late Nights truth in the convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams in the Bible. One mic, one voice, we build bridges from the heart of the hood to the world's big issues. Politics, pay, different cultures. But the real ones listen before they rebuttal. Late Nights with Santana. Yeah, Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this the purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Yeah, Late Nights with Santana. You already know. Late Nights with Santana. Late nights, no static. No highlight reel, just the soul's reflection. No shade throwing, just connection. From streetwise truths to deep reflections, we turn hard talks into blessings. They say they run a game, we build new rules. We here to heal, uplift, and break the old rules. They kept us boxed in, divided by fear. But you find us lined up when the truth appears. Yet, weekly topics, hearts wide open. No judgment, just motion. Real ones talking, no cussing. Cause Mama Jones still watching, no fronting. Yeah, Late Nights with Santana. You already know. Late Nights with Santana. Late nights, no static. Yeah, Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this is purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this is purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Weekly topics, hearts wide open. No judgment, just motion. Real ones talking, no cussing. Cause Mama Jones still watching, no fronting. Yeah, Late Nights with Santana. You already know. Late Nights with Santana. Late Nights with Santana. You already know. Late Nights with Santana. Late Nights. Late nights with Santana. You already know. Late nights with Santana. Late nights.
Hey, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I hope everyone has had a wonderful day. We are here for the final night of Late Nights with Santana for this week, and we will be getting into a deeper discussion. We have been talking about online communities. We talked about how these communities can be beneficial. We talked about parasocial relationships. We talked about so many different things, but tonight, we have to talk about solutions. We have to talk about community. We have to talk about how do we ensure that we actually build the communities online and offline that we want to be a part of. I think that's one of the best things about the position that I'm in. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I love the fact that I have a large amount of influence on the community that I can ensure that we have. I don't have total control, but I have a large influence. But just because this is the quote unquote community that I built doesn't mean that no one else has the ability to influence the community. And just like you have the ability to influence our community, you have the ability to influence other communities. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. How do we actually ensure that anytime that we engage with anyone, it's for the better? I think that's super important. I think it's super important not to ostracize people. I think it's super important to actually understand the people that we are in community with and do the right things. So if you're interested in joining the conversation, go ahead and request up. I'm going to start bringing people in just one moment. As soon as I start to bring people in, guys, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. If you are someone that was in the request last night and you did not get an opportunity to get up because you have not been up before, go ahead and request up. Go ahead and request up. I would love to get a couple of new voices in here, especially if you've been here throughout the week. Thank you for the cake. And you've been listening and you have something that you want to add to the conversation, go ahead and get in the box. I will be bringing people in. But in the meantime, guys, continue to tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 25,000 likes. Also, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to the little 1 cent gift goal. If we can knock those out a couple of times, it'll help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. And share the live once or twice, not too many, but once or twice is awesome. And please repost the live. All right, I'm going to start bringing some people in here. And again, I want to, let's see here. Boom. Grab you. Grab you. And grab you.
Oh, shit. Well,
you must have forgot where you were, Tess. You can't say that here.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to request.
Smokes.
I didn't mean to request a nine.
Oh,
I'll be up here if you want, but
no. I mean,
I was thinking about maybe having Jeff come on.
Yes. Tell him to get up here.
Okay. Do you mind if I pass him the phone?
Yeah. Just have him hang out for a second. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started. 1 second here. I don't know what, Josh, you keep loading in, but then dropping out. I'm not sure what's happening. Shoot you an invite if you're trying to get back in here. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. And while we are getting started, a couple of quick things that I want to remind people. First and foremost, guys, this reminder, this is the last night for this conversation, this topic specifically. With Late Nights with Santana, we will be back again next week starting Sunday, and we will have a new topic. So if you have not gotten to chime in yet on this actual conversation, go ahead and request up, because this is the opportunity you guys have been waiting for. And so we want to make sure that we get everyone in the conversation. With that being said, for the people on the panel, I want to remind everybody just a couple of things. Please be mindful of TikTok friendly language. What does that mean? That means that we want to use words like C19, mustache man, pew pew, unalive, things like that will not only protect your TikTok, but it will protect the live as a whole. And also, guys, please remember that this is a safe and friendly community. What does that mean? That means that we don't deal with any of the isms, racism, sexism, classism. We also don't do any of the phobias, homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't play it on the panel nor in the chat. Speaking of the chat, guys, please do not use caps. Caps are for mods. Please do not use caps that'll draw my attention away from the panel and to the chat. And we want to be able to have this conversation. In the meantime, in between time, guys, again, continue to tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart meet. It's only 1 coin, and it will help boost the live and continue to knock out the daily gift goal. So I'm going to go around the horn and do a quick introduction, and then we're going to get right into it. First and foremost, Joanna, how are you?
I'm good. Nice and elevated tonight. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm a little bit envious. Joanna, can you tell the people what are your thoughts on online communities? And more than anything, what do you think online communities should be for?
Much like a lot of people have said during the week on this phenomenal comeback of Late Nights with Santana, I must say. I think it's twofold. They can be fantastic in using them for connection, networking, general community uplifting, but they can also be harmful, like 4chan and Twitter. Until he stops dead naming his kids, I'm not gonna stop dead naming that app. I'm still gonna keep calling it Twitter. And I think that they should be used for the good things that they are used for. I think that they should be used for connection, networking, community growth, and assistance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those are absolutely positive things and definitely things that would be beneficial to everyone. So absolutely, perfect. Thank you. One moment. Brenda, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Good to see you, Santana.
Likewise. Brenda, what are your thoughts on online communities, and even more, what do you think that they should be used for?
Definitely for community. This has kind of made me think of, being a supporter of and a canvasser for Bernie Sanders back in 2019, where I, was new to that whole thing, met people the first time I went up into Iowa. And then, of course, when C-19 happened, we all, went our separate ways, but, kept in touch online and, kind of, slowly came back together in person from it. And, and then helped a friend win a city council seat. So, it was unexpected and, completely grassroots. So, I mean, in that way, it was, a great time a great way to get through that time.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I completely get that. Having the ability to actually find community, build community, and then transition that community to something that's sustainable. That's absolutely awesome. All right, perfect. One moment. Jeff, are you there?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I put him on the spot. Can I just do it tonight? Because he's still feeling pretty rough from yesterday.
So I'm gonna hold him to it next week then.
All right. Hey, honey, you're up next week.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, tell him we're gonna talk about misogyny next week.
Oh, you can talk about misogyny.
All right, Tess, can you tell the people what are your thoughts on online communities, and what do you think online communities should be for?
Honestly, I think they're very vital. Extremely vital. I think they should be a place where you go to engage, educate, learn, but build relationships, healthy relationships. But like I have a pet project I'm working on right now where I'm learning as much as I possibly can about the SAVE Act and what requirements there are. I'm hoping I've already met a couple contacts and trying to get some stuff that I can share out with the world because I want people prepared for when it comes time to voting. I had no idea there's places you can go to help get these documents if you are financially unable. and they will help you financially. I had no idea that existed, but I found them. I'm putting together a whole list, and I'm hoping that this can be very beneficial. It would be my contribution to my community, to hopefully the whole nation, hopefully, if it gets shared around enough. And I think it's a big part of education. Like, what is this doing to us? But let's go ahead and prepare, and let's make everybody feel safe and inclusive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think being able to have that ability to give people a sense of belonging and a sense of connection is like the biggest thing that you can benefit from a community. Absolutely. Perfect. All right, 1 second. Swan, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Wonderful. Swan, can you tell the people, what are your thoughts on online communities, and what do you think online communities should be for?
My thoughts on online communities is that they are complex and complicated, depending on what platform you're using and what the features on that platform are, depending on what the regulations and policies are on a particular platform. And also, I think a lot of people don't necessarily think about the psychological impact of different online spaces, especially when you're in the moment. It's very difficult to do, or when you're in the thick of it, it's difficult to do. I do think, for me personally, online spaces, this is just my personal opinion, should definitely be about building. Y'all already know what I do with my platform in terms of helping people and wanting to essentially just find people that are on the same wavelength, which is to free everybody, to liberate all people, to liberate the most marginalized. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Perfect. All right. 1 second, Swan. Let's see here. Lexi, how are you?
Good evening, Santana. I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Lexi, can you tell the people, what are your thoughts on online communities, and what do you think they should be for?
I agree with what was said before by Swan. I guess the online community is really hard because it just depends on who is running the lives, or who is running that community will depend on what type of a community you're involved in. So I think it can be like a double-edged sword. Sometimes you have to really investigate what the community is about and who the people are that are running it to know if it's a proper fit for what you're wanting to get your point across to be. But I believe that online communities should be about inclusiveness, understanding, learning, and just being an overall community, connecting with people that you may have not connected with since they're not in your city or in your state, and being able to unify together and come together, because at the end of the day, we're all in this world at the same time. So it would be nice if we could all get along. I know that's not really the way things work, but it would be nice at least if you could get a community together, people who can get along and build with each other, not against each other.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's definitely a necessity to have a community with like-minded people, but even more than that, I think there's a huge necessity to have a community of people who are driving towards a similar goal. And I think that's massive. So absolutely perfect. All right. And last but not least, I think it's, how do I say your username? Loretherin? How do I say your username? Sorry. Let's send you a request to come off. Lotherin?
Okay. I was just figuring out the microphone. Thank you.
Yeah. How do I say your username?
Lorian. I go by Lorian.
Lorian.
Yeah.
So what was that? Lothlorian?
Yeah, I mean that
Lothlorian?
from Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Sorry.
From Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I don't know Lord of the Rings. Okay. I'm just gonna call you Lorian.
Lorian. Yeah, that's right.
Lorian, how are you?
Good. How are you, Santana?
Good. Lorian, can you tell the people, what are your thoughts on online communities and what should they be for?
For me, this, maybe it's too broad, but I feel like it's specific enough for me, is action in communities, because I have been part of communities who've disagreed and who've agreed with, my beliefs and values, and somehow the ones that I disagree with that actually get good done just accomplish more than the people who talk the talk but don't walk the walk. And I've had to say goodbye to some of those people because they didn't follow through with the words that they spoke and what they said they supported and all that.
Yeah, no. There's nothing more disappointing than feeling like you are a part of something and then you find out that something isn't what you expected it to be, especially when it seems like it's built on the premise of doing good and actually driving towards a positive purpose, and then it falls short. It's disheartening. So I completely understand. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and get into the conversation. We're going to dig a little bit more, but before we do that, the reason why I had that question, I think it's super important that we talk about, yes, online community is absolutely important. Having an ability to have a safe space or a place where at least you feel comfortable with interacting with people, a place that you may feel accepted and you can actually engage with people. I think that's super important. But I think action is even more important. And one thing that I pride our community on is always about action, being about action. There we go. Always being about action and being able to achieve some of the best things that I've seen on this entire app. I'm super proud of what we do as a community. I'm super proud of who we are as a community. And even more so, I'm super proud of the way that we are constantly coming together and making sure that everyone is okay. And with that being said, in the vein of what we've been talking about, I'm sorry, guys, in the name of what we've been talking about all this week and what we just spoke about, you guys see that sticker? Move it up a little more.
Yes.
All right, perfect. I thought it would be the absolute best thing if the last night we're talking about online communities and we're talking about community building and talking about actually finding a positive way to do what we do, for us to actually do something for someone in our community. So I have a sticker up above me and the sticker says 0 500. I'm going to read something out. So this is in our mutual aid section of the Discord. And for people who have not been in the Discord or people that just got in the Discord, welcome. But this is in our current mutual aid section of our Discord. It says, please donate if you're able. Let's help Jared the way we do. Thank you in advance. And it says, hi all, Jared here. First and foremost, thank you for welcoming me into an amazing community these last 2 months. As some of you know, I lost my job at the beginning of December. Unemployment began a little bit later, and it helped at first. I've had a really hard time finding work, and as if I've only had one interview at this time period. Unemployment isn't quite cutting it and covering all my bills, especially with medication and medical bills. I could use about $500 to make ends meet a little longer and hopefully catch up on a few things. Thank you all for any help. And then he listed his pay links. Now, normally I say, hey, if you enjoy the entertainment, education, information, then support the live. And I always talk about donating to support the live. Well, tonight, I want to actually get Jared to that $500 amount. So any donations that are sent to the pay links, sorry, YouTube, to the pay links, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks for You. We are going to donate that and raise money for Jared as a community. We've been talking about this all week. We've been talking about the things that we need to do. We've been talking about why it's important. We've been talking about making sure that we don't reject people. We've been talking about all the things. It's time for us to stop talking, and it's time for us to do. So if you have the ability, there's 310 people hanging out right here. If 310 people send just $1 to the pay links, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks for You, we can go ahead and help put this towards Jared. I will be keeping track, updating this information, and saying thank you throughout the evening. But I would love to close out not only this week, this conversation about community, but closing out this night, helping someone that is in our community, who has been a big part of our community, and someone that I would love to give back to. All right, guys, that's the challenge. That's the challenge. I'm going to keep this up here. I will update it throughout the night. But if you have the ability, please, please, please consider donating. And that's what I'm talking about. We're going to just go ahead and kick it off right. A couple of different rights. Hold on. Let me update both of these. W's in the chat for Irene, who's already sent $40. Irene said, for Jared, love him as a leader in this community. I know he'll land in a place that he deserves. Exactly. And then W's in the chat for Malik. Malik sent $5 towards the mutual aid. W's in the chat for Melissa. Melissa sent $5 towards the mutual aid. So guys, we are up to 50. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. That's how we started off. That's how we start off. W's in the chat for those three people. W's in the chat for Jen. Jen just sent $5. W's in the chat for Angela. Okay, maybe I need to. Okay, are you guys about to do the thing? I didn't think we were going to start going this fast. Hold on. Okay, we're up to 75 now. we're up to 77 now. We're up to 77 now. Let me do this. Boom. Okay, got the sticker updated. W's in the chat for Jen for the $5 for Jared. W's in the chat for Angela for the $20 for Jared. W's in the chat for Roxy, said, here's my little change. Good luck, Jared. I know that's right. And then W's in the chat for Chewy. Chewy sent $25 for Jared. So guys, we're already up to $102 towards our mutual aid goal for Jared. And the way that we're going to finish this off, I'm going to stop speaking for just a few moments because they're starting to roll in like crazy, but I don't want this to take away from the conversation. So I will keep updating the sticker, but I want to go ahead and open up the floor. Joanna, I'm starting with you. You are someone that has been a leader in our community. You've also been someone that's a leader in your community as an elected official. Joanna, how can everyday people take that step to building a community and actually doing something positive, whether it's online or offline?
I would say by standing on business, like you've said, and like other people have said this weekend tonight, it ain't just about that talk. You got to be about that action. You need to be, period. You need to be the change that you want to see. And I appreciate those flowers. Thank you. I know you hate getting yours, which annoys us all. However, I feel like you deserve them. You deserve hellas of them. Leading with integrity, honesty, vulnerability, and openness to change and to be receptive to new ideas and to change your mindset in certain ways when it's necessary is part of being in a community and part of being a leader in a community, which you absolutely have been. People talk about us standing on business over here. People in the chat were saying, yeah, we're going to reach that goal super quick because they already know. But in the same way that a fish rots from the head down, communities can also be phenomenal from the head down. And you in the leadership position that you've taken in the community that you've built brick by brick signifies just that. And I feel like that's what we all should do in whichever way we're equipped to be able to do that. Maybe you're not a people person and you don't like being outside. Online communities are fantastic for networking when you do that. Coming up on these new elections, I must say, everybody make sure that you're checking your registration super often, because we already know that they're going to try a whole bunch of tricky ridiculousness, and we need to be prepared for it. We need to be equipped for it, and we need to be checking on what we need to be checking on. When I ran in 24, after I had already submitted my paperwork and got my name put on the ballot, because I was checking and I was diligent, I found out my name had been taken off. And I needed to go reset my registration up. And with the SAVE Act coming in the way it is, if that happens to people, specifically women, it's going to be extremely difficult to do that. So make sure you're doing that. Voting and doing your civic duty is important. If you're going to be a leader in the community, I also feel like you need to lead by example, as you do, twin. So that's pretty much what I think, that you should be standing on business. You should be about that action, and that you should lead by example.
Yeah. I think that it's easy to say, like, there's a lot of times where people tend to think that, you know, actually being a leader and doing certain things within their community requires some major task. And now this is going to sound kind of corny, whatever. One of my favorite movies is Deadpool. And in the second Deadpool, Colossus is talking to Deadpool about becoming an X-Man. And he talked about, like, being a hero. He said, people think that being a hero is waking up a hero, brushing your teeth as a hero, taking a shower as a hero. And he said that what it takes is 4 or 5 moments, just 4 or 5 moments, do something special within 4 or 5 moments, and that can make you a hero. And I think about that when I think about, like, impacting a community in a positive way. Sometimes I like to just, you know, stop and give someone a compliment. I like to do something randomly nice for someone. I like to just, whatever the case may be. And that's something that I need people to understand, is, like, when you want to build a positive community and you want to push a positive message and you want to actually do something good for people, it doesn't have to be something big. It could be something super small. Even when I talk about, like, hey, we have this many people here. If everybody chips in $1, it'll take care of it. Like, those small things add up, and we can never forget that. So you're spot on, Joanna. All right, let me say a couple of quick thank yous because I don't want to get too far away from it. And then Brenda, I want to come to you. Second here. There we go. All right. W's in the chat for Chase. Chase sent a $20 donation saying, Jared, sorry, I haven't been able to come up, Santana. No worries. I was hoping to see, but it's all good. I've been listening to you on a work trip. I've been stuck in a loud server room all night. Can't leave and come up because of security. I understand. Your expertise would have been amazing, but I get it. I absolutely get it. W's in the chat for, I think it's pronounced Kalo, who sent a $20 donation saying, for you, Jared, I'm sorry, for you, Jared, my name is pronounced, Nalo. What? So what? Okay, I guess the K silent. Nalo. Peace, fam. Get at me a line of music. Check out my music on Spotify. Nalo Vague, which is KNALOVENGE.com. I'll check it out. W's in the chat for Edgar for the $5 donation for Jared. Hawaiian Bear. W's in the chat for Jeff for the $10 for Rust Belt. W's in the chat for Rust Belt. W's in the chat for Miracle for the $5 for Jared. W's in the chat for let's see here. Boss Lady Fun, $5. This is what community is about. W's in the chat for Samis, $20 for Jared. W's in the chat for Beth, $5 mutual aid, and W's in the chat for Dwayne for mutual aid. And let me add this one. Sorry, we just got one more. Perfect. W's in the chat for Christine for $5 for Jarrett and said much love. Absolutely, guys. Again, if anyone is wondering what's happening, this is the last night we're going to be having this conversation around online communities, and we're talking about the positive impacts of online communities and things that we need to do. We talked about all the negative things. We talked about all the harmful things, but now we're showing that we have to be about action. And with being about action, we are looking to help one of our community members, Jarrett, who has been an amazing person to actually come into our community and step up and be a leader. And so tonight, this is our night to help him. Every donation that you guys sent is going directly to Jarrett. He's trying to raise $500. And so far, we've raised $203 of the $500. So if you have it, please, please, please consider donating even $1. You can send it to the pay link. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks for You. Even $1 will help us get close to that $500 goal. Brenda, coming to you. I know you talked about some of your your offline organizing. Brenda, I guess the question that I have for you is kind of similar to what I had for Joanna, but different. Not everyone knows where to start. And I know I just talked about like just doing something small or doing something for someone, but is there any place that people can just go and help or go and try to build community? What would you recommend for someone who's looking for community, but doesn't really know where to start?
Well, I guess it depends on what exactly their interests are. You know, if it's political, you know, it just depends on, you know, if they're, you know, a policy person for wanting to help as many people as possible, which I hope so. But, you know, for me, I, you know, in 2018 found, you know, just by chance, my or our district was up for an actual primary on the Democratic side. And I went to a rally with Bernie and AOC, who came into town and in Kansas City. And it was the most incredible thing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I just happened to be like, okay, well, I guess if he runs again, I think I'm actually going to have more of a, you know, be more involved in it, you know. And then I know exactly what Jared is going through, because pretty soon after I went and helped in Iowa, I actually lost my job after, you know, almost 5 years. So, and I was like, well, while I'm looking for that, I'm going to do the canvassing thing, the, you know, phone banking, everything. And then of course, after, you know, we went into lockdown, I'm like, okay, now I got to get serious about trying to find a job, you know? So it did take a while and stuff like that. But, you know, I had something, you know, positive to, you know, keep me going and stuff like that, because I really believed in, you know, what we were doing. And of course, at the time, I didn't even know, you know, specifically about the word intersectionality, you know, and stuff like that until I read Mona's book. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like this makes so much sense. So it just depends on, you know, people that you trust, and, you know, when someone asks, just be open to, you know, suggestions and stuff like that. Cause sometimes it is, you know, just planting seeds.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Taking advantage of those, those small moments. That's super interesting. Cause like, even, it reminds me so much of like me and why I'm here today, because like literally the only reason that I started doing any of this, phone banking for Kamala Harris. Like I was phone banking for Kamala Harris. I was excited that she was actually running for office. And the first time I ever streamed online, I was sitting here, I had my phone, and I was cold calling people, stomping for Kamala Harris. And so like that was the seed that actually planted in me to actually continue to do the things that I'm doing. And you know, almost 100,000 followers later, we've been able to build a community. We've been able to do so many helpful things for so many people. But it was just that one moment where I was excited about trying to make a difference that's led us all to being here together right now. So absolutely. Guys,
awesome.
really quick, Debbie's in the chat for Deanna for the $50 for Jared. And Debbie's in the chat for Lorene for the $3 for Jared. You guys are freaking awesome. Guys, we are already halfway to our goal. We are looking to raise $500 for Jared, a community member who has been amazing, who absolutely needs it. We are now only $244 short. There's 325 people here. We can knock this out for sure, guys. If 244 people send $1 to the pay link, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks for You, we will knock this out and we'll be able to help a community member that is in need, that absolutely deserves it. Swan, I'm coming to you. I appreciate like what you do. More than you and Athena are the two like most inspirational people to me. And it's because you guys are literally helping people a world away. I guess the question I would have is, how can someone help with something that large? Because I wouldn't even know where to start to help some of the people that you help. Like how, if people really want to look outside of themselves or even outside of their community and do something for someone who is in even more need, how would they go about doing that?
How would they go about finding someone that's in even more need? I think
Swan, I'm sorry, I just can't even imagine how you started. And well, don't say that because, you know, bunch of my creator, but like, yeah, how would someone get started if they were interested in doing like something similar to what you're doing as far as helping people, you know, in a different country, in a different world?
Yeah, I think it's tough because for what's happening in, like, a lot of people know about what's happening in Palestine, right? Because that was just everywhere, all over the news. But like what recently happened to Haiti, there was a silent coup that the United States, they did a thing a couple of days ago. So like for me, I know that the countries and the people that I want to assist are the ones that are the most marginalized, dealing with the worst conditions. And a lot of times those groups of people, their G-sides are not highlighted. People don't know that Sudan is the worst G-side that's been happening on record. People don't know that there's 10 million people in the Congo that have been displaced, or, you know, about the active slave trade in Libya. And I think the way I came across this is understanding, just understanding that people who look like me across the diaspora and on the continent specifically, historically, they've always had such intense oppression, right? And such intense exploitation. So for me, I think you just kind of have to do your research and do your digging into figuring out what it is that you want to participate in or assist with. So you do have to, with the type of work that I do for the countries that are dealing with these things, it's not mainstream media. So I think if you can find other activists online who have similar thought processes as you, if you can find different organizations, you can find your way into, you know, doing the same type of thing that I do. It is difficult though, because you have to be careful, because there are a lot of organizations out there that participate and continue and maintain the exploitation. So you have to do your research. It does take some legwork, but I think that that's, for me, my best advice. If someone is wanting to looking into assisting, you know, people in another country whose circumstances are really harsh, you definitely have to do your research on it.
Yeah. That's why like I said, it seems so intimidating, honestly, because I mean, we're here, right? And we can talk about this community and what we're doing here, and people can see me and people know Jared, and people know like the different things that happen within our community. But when you talk about like, you know, what's happening in the Congo, or, you know, what's happening, you know, in, dang, I'm spacing all other places. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little bit off the night. I apologize. But like you can talk about the different places that need help, but we don't see those on an everyday basis, and we don't have the like ability to just get to them. like that's when it's a little bit harder. And that's why sometimes it can seem like such a big deal. But that's why I love the work that you do. I love the work that Athena does. And I trust both of you so much to actually, let me know when there's an opportunity to do that. So absolutely. All right. Perfect. Tess, coming to you. You have a family and you also have young children. And we've talked about the pitfalls of online communities when it comes to young children, but also we have to talk about introducing them and making sure that they become strong presences, strong leaders, and actually guide those communities. So Tess, what are you going to do to make sure that like when your daughter is ready to enter these online spaces and actually really dig into it, that she's the one that's influencing positivity versus being influenced by others?
That's with her specifically, it's a little tough. Naturally, I feel like people have they're either a follower or they're either a leader, right? She is typically, I don't want to say she's not a leader, but she's more of a congregation kind of friend. She's a friend. She's not so much of a follower, but yeah, she adds her own little spice to the friendships that she has, her little community she's got. My son, however, is more of a leader. He is the one that will go punching in. The best way I can teach them, show them how to lead is by example. I mean, I've been very open with them. Then it's in the simplest things. We all have our community, but we can have multiple communities, I feel. And one of the other communities I belong to is hair. I grow my hair so fast. And I say that because from cutting my hair off, it will take me 3 years and it's already down my back. I chop it off up to my chin and I donate it.
Oh, wow.
I used to donate it to Locks of Love. And then I come to find out Locks of Love, they tend to be very picky and choosy on their hair, and they will make people pay for the wigs. I didn't like that. So I looked and I found, it kind of goes along with what Swan was saying. Really do your research into it. I found some places that I will now donate my hair to who do not charge people for the wigs that they make out of my hair and out of other people's hair. And it just gives that person so much confidence. I don't need to see these people putting on the wig to know that it's going to a good cause, rather than that place. So whether it's a media type of place that you go to, a group who enjoys movies or music, and every so often there's a fundraiser for somebody in the community, or here there's a fundraiser for somebody in the community, or there's, we did you took up funds for Swan for a whole new system setup who is saving the world. Swan's saving the world, and Athena. I mean, it's all super valuable and it's really helping a lot of lives. And I think it's the best thing to do is by leading by example and showing your kids, this is what you do to make your little impact into the world. And it may turn out to be huge.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. And it's super interesting. You never know exactly like what people are doing to actually help. And the fact that you're willing to make that something, not only consistently be willing to give, but to make sure that when you do give and you do help, that it's going to the right people and you're taking the necessary steps. And like, I think that when we go out of our way somewhat in order to ensure that we're doing something beneficial for others, that's the best possible thing that we can do. So absolutely. Let me say a quick couple of W's, guys. W's in the chat for Julie for the $25. Say just helping when I can. Absolutely, Julie. W's in the chat for Noah, who sent $1. Said for Jared. Noah, W's in the chat for you. I said $1 and you did it. Thank you. W's in the chat for Lacey for the $5 donation for Jared. W's in the chat for Austin for the $50. Hope this helps, and lots of love to you and all of you there. Absolutely, it absolutely does. W's in the chat for Lewis for the $20 for Jared, and W's in the chat for Matthew for the $5 for Jared. Really appreciate your effort. Even the rage bait sound check. I was working on it. W's in the chat, guys. And that means that if anyone is wondering what's happening, that means that we are now only $138 away from meeting the goal that we're trying to meet. Guys, we are looking to actually raise money for a community member that absolutely needs it as we close out our week talking about community when it comes to the online spaces and the positive impacts. We've talked about the negatives, but now we're digging into the positives. Lorraine, coming to you. So the question I have for you is a little bit more on the flip side. And I want to know, when entering a community, when looking for an online community, and you think that you may like some type of space, what are some of the first things that you actually look for? And when do you actually know that, like, hey, this is where I need to be and this is where I can be the most impactful?
Okay. I don't have a lot of experience, right? I'm young, whatever, but from what I have seen and what's impacted me, what I participated in at least, usually right off the bat, I can tell from how words are used or phrases or just, the language. And then if I scroll to a picture that's even slightly controversial at all, it's very obvious. And that's with the culture online nowadays, that's pretty prevalent. And so I think it's pretty easy to determine good from bad right now, at least. When it comes to maybe religious circles or spaces where everyone is already having an attitude of wanting to help, that's where it gets a little bit more difficult for me to tell, at least, if I actually have values in common with these people, or if we just happen to be working towards this one same goal. So, yeah, I don't know. That's all the insight I think I have on that.
Yeah, no, listen, I think that's a great thing. Understanding the people around you and understanding the space that you're in is absolutely necessary. And I think, getting in and having a temperature check, like that's awesome. And so, like, I would do the exact same thing. Perfect. Hey guys, just a reminder, 277 people hanging out here. Let's tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 125,000 likes. Also, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to the little 1-cent gift goal. It'll help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Send your daily heart me and repost the live. Let's see if we can get more push. I would love to get more people in here so we can have more of a robust conversation and continue to do what we're looking to do. Just like Xavier sent a $1 donation for Jared. Guys, that means we're only $137 away from closing out this mutual aid for a community member, Jared. I would love to be able to knock this out soon. So please, if you can, $1, anything will help. Please consider donating. And holy smokes. Purse, I'm so glad that you put it in the front like that. Purse, massive W's for Purse. Purse just sent a $50 donation towards the mutual aid goal. Let me, boom. That's what I'm talking about. A $50 donation towards the mutual aid goal. This is for Jared, sending all the good vibes, and thank you for all that you do, Santana. You're as real as it gets. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Guys, that means we're only $87 away from closing out this goal, the help and support that we need for one of our amazing community members. Actually, now we're only $57 away. Let me update this. Holy smokes. 1 second. W's in the chat for Michael. Michael sent $10, said, keep doing what you do. You know it. And W's in the chat for Joshua, who sent a $20 donation saying, just helping out, wish you the best. Thank you so much, Joshua. I truly, truly mean that. Guys, you guys have been absolutely amazing. We started this conversation. We haven't even made it through the first hour yet. We're still 5 minutes away from the first hour, and we're talking about community, online building, and taking care of each other. And we set a goal of $500 to help one of our amazing community members out. And now we're only $57 away from close. One second.
Hello.
Hi, Jared.
What's up?
Well, we're going to get you in here for the conversation. But I wanted to go ahead and stop and say, Deanna, thank you so much for that $57 to close out the goal for Jared, but also Joseph. Thank you so much for the $27. Said put it towards the goal. Good luck. Absolutely good luck. Guys, in less than one, W's in the chat for Tess. For the $10 for Jared, lots of love.
Oh my God.
Guys, we set out to raise $500 throughout the entire live in order to help Jared. In less than hold on, give me a second. Now I got to start doing more math. Hold on.
You do that while I fight off these onion ninjas.
I know that's right. W's in the chat for Brenda, who added $25 towards the mutual aid for Jared. Guys, this is Jared, right up in the corner. Jared's one of our amazing community members. He's one of our amazing mods. Jared's someone who has come in and exemplified what it means to actually build community, what it means to actually be a part of a community. Jared jumped in feet first, not only engaging in the Discord, engaging with people. What can I do? Showing up late nights, sparring, like hopping over in Swan's live, joining the different communities and really embracing what we're trying to do here. And Jared is someone who never says he needs anything. And the one time he did, he said he needed $500 for help because he has been out of work for a while and he wanted to lean on his community for once. And guys, you guys showed up and showed out immediately. We looked to raise $500, and in less than an hour, not only did we meet the goal of $500, but we exceeded it with $562. Massive W's in the chat for you guys. That's what we do. That's literally what we do here. You guys are absolutely awesome. Jared, I want you to pull it together. Listen, you're a thug, Jared. Thugs don't cry. I tell people this all the time. We don't cry. You're a thug. Jared, what does it mean to have community? And not just in the sense of like being able to say that, oh, you belong to this or belong to that, but like in times like this, why were you willing to trust us with being able to help you? Because this is a big deal.
Community means that when you fall, you never have to pick yourself up alone again. That no matter how scraped up you get, how banged up you get, there's someone with an outstretched hand lifting you up. And trust me, I fall a lot, figuratively and literally. But I don't know, Santana. There was something about this community that pulled me into it. And you said I dove feet first, and it was more of a belly flop though, because I don't do anything elegantly. But I'll try not to be long-winded because you know I am. But as I talked about Sunday, I've never felt like I belonged anywhere. your community use Santana.
Oh, no, it's not about me. It's about the community. We're not
No,
gonna talk
no,
about me.
no, it's you.
No, we
It's you.
absolutely are not. We're absolutely not. We're going to talk about, this is a community effort. Like I didn't do anything here. Everyone else did. This is
Okay.
this is not about me. This is about us. This is about the community. It's about the whole. Absolutely about the other people. These amazing people here.
I will say this and then I'll move on. The community built the walls upon the foundation that is your heart. But this is the community for the first time in a long time where I felt like I can finally rest and take off the mask. I know it's online, but that doesn't matter to me because, I mean, you, Kay, and Joanna, when I first joined, said, here, let me take that mask. Be you and have fun and learn. And I'm gonna say this. I've had to fight through life alone most of my life. I talked about my father, but since my father in 2005, I have lost 13 close family members, including also my mother and my younger sister. And I've had to figure out things on my own. I don't have to with this community anymore. That's what community means to me, is that I don't have to wander aimlessly. I don't have to wander with, I guess a community is that roadmap to find your way. And that's what this community has been.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I'm always so proud and happy whenever we get an opportunity to do this. I genuinely enjoy being able to say that we came together and we did this. That's why it makes me a little uncomfortable when anyone starts to talk about me, because it's not about me. It's genuinely not about me. Like I may be the person standing in the middle at the moment or whatever, but like if it wasn't for every single person that has ever showed up, whether they tap the screen, whether they just hang out, whether they comment, whether they donate, whether they give, whether they follow, like it's all about the other people, because with building an actual strong community and the people that bleed over into the Discord and the people that actually interact with each other, and these are the people that actually show up and do everything. I'm just here. I'm just blessed to be able to experience what everyone else is doing. And speaking of blessed, and speaking of what everyone else is doing, I'm gonna say W's in the chat for Adi. Adi sent $20, said, Jared, because we shouldn't just get by. Adi sent $20 extra. But then Caroline sent $100 and said, for Jared from Germany.
Holy
So we were looking to actually raise $500 for mutual aid for Jared, and we were able to raise $682 of mutual aid because each and every one of you, because of community, because you all are absolutely amazing. And this is what I mean. This is when I said we will be about action. It's because we have to be about action. There's no other option, especially today, where it seems like sometimes things are the worst of the worst. People can be the ugliest versions of themselves, especially online. Especially online, where they don't have to necessarily worry about the repercussions. They can choose to be the worst possible people, and we have to choose to be the best possible people. And that's what you guys did here. Every single one of you guys did that tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming together and helping a community member that needed it. Jared, I'm so happy that you're part of our community.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you,
Absolutely.
everyone. If you're going to drop me down, I just want to thank everyone before you do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I struggle to find a reason why I deserve the kindness. But you all are showing me that I don't. I can accept back the kindness I put out there. That for once it's actually returning to me. And as an old friend of mine said, don't refuse a blessing. So I'm not going to refuse it. But thank you all. You don't know how much this means to me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Jared, thank you for everything that you do. You are appreciated. And like always, we believe in receipts, not buses. We believe in receipts, not gardens. So I will be sending this over to your pay links. And then afterwards, 1 second. W's in the chat for Nicholas or Chewy. Chewy sent another $18 and said, let's even that amount up. Tell Jared to take his onions back. I don't know how it got in my house.
Chewy, so, I'm gonna try to get up to Minnesota, become a resident real quick, and vote for you, and then come back.
I know that's right. So Jared, that means you have $700 coming your way. $700 coming your way. I will, like I said, I will get that over to you. And I will get that over to you, and I will post that receipt in the Discord, and we will ensure that everyone has transparency. Jared, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you back down. All right, guys, let's get back to the business at hand, because we have to finish up this conversation. And Lexi, coming right to you. Lexi, we just saw what community means. And we just saw how community comes together. Lexi, I guess the question I would have for you is, what expectations do you think that you should be able to put on communities? Because a lot of people show up to communities and they tend to think of like, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to be here. I may be a part of this. But I think that you should demand certain things of a community that's going to get your time. So what do you think that the expectation should be when you enter a community?
To be honest with you, I would say kindness and respect. Those are my top two priorities. I haven't been on TikTok for a long time. I'm just kind of like getting started, but I actually did end up going to a community. And I have a son who has autism, so it's hard to really build the community because we're always taking care of our kids. My whole life revolves completely around him. So I entered a community of mothers who have children who have autism, and I have made some genuine connections on there. So, and it's because of that, the creator says this is a respectful space. This is a, no judgment space. This is a space where we come to talk and we come to cry together and, don't judge people. And I actually became a mod for his chat because, that's the type of community that I want to join. That's like the kind humanity that I think a lot of has been lost. It's been lost a little bit. But seeing those types of communities and becoming involved with those types of communities really, I feel makes a difference.
Yeah. I think so too. And I think that, that's the biggest part, is ensuring that you make a difference and ensuring that once you actually make a decision to be a part of something, that it's absolutely worth it. Perfect. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to run through a couple of the people that have been here already, and then we're going to start swapping a few people out. Then after that, I'm going to introduce Declan, get some new people up here. and then we're going to continue this conversation. Joanna, I'm going to come to you really quickly. Putting you on the spot. What's your commitment when it comes to our community? What are you going to do more of or differently to positively impact our community?
Well, I'm a bit more clear-headed now that you and Jared have completely blown my high. Thank you. For me, I feel like, especially since I've been given the honor of being able to mod over here, I feel like it's my responsibility to welcome people in and to let people know what the community is about, as if they didn't already know. I feel like letting people know what the rules are, what the boundaries are, getting everybody on the same page, letting people know what channels to post things in. Kay, who's in the chat, love her to pieces as we all do, is also super fantastic at that and helps me out when I have questions, since somebody doesn't like answering messages all the time because they get a million of them. That Al. But no, for me, it's about making sure that everyone feels as welcome in the space as I possibly can. Making everybody feel as welcome as everyone has made me feel. There have been certain spaces across this app that I figured were great and hopped in feet first and was super delighted to be there. One of those spaces is actually where I came across you.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's super disappointing to be somewhere.
It was tough. It was really tough.
Tough is the perfect way to describe it. Figuring out that it's not what you thought it was and people aren't who they pretended to be. So leading with integrity, keeping in mind everything that you stand for and that we stand for as a community over here, and making sure that that's exemplified and outwardly projected as much as possible so that everybody knows what they're walking into and that everybody feels safe and open enough to be themselves and post their ideas and post their memes and let it out when they need to. I feel like that's what I should be doing and what I'm going to be doing more of as time goes on.
Okay. Joanna, I'm going to hold you to it, and I'm going to answer messages so I can hold you to it. So anyway, thank you for coming up here and hanging out with us tonight.
Bet, thank you for having me. And everybody keep doing all the good things. There's 636 people in here at this point. Y'all tap, y'all share, y'all like, y'all gift, y'all subscribe. And if you missed something, if y'all came in here late, the replays are on YouTube. Go over there. It's the trenches sometimes live. It is the trenches over there on YouTube sometimes when we're sparring. But if you miss something, it's always available for you to rewatch on YouTube. So do that as well. I appreciate you, bro. And I appreciate everybody in here. Yeah, I'll keep doing all the good stuff.
Thank you, Joanna. All right, Tess, coming to you. Tess, you have been around, and I've even started bragging on you. But now that means I expect more. So, Tess, what are you going to do to positively impact our community?
Oh, first I've got to go through the education, right? I got to be educated on this. Honestly, I came in thinking, there's no way this community I'm going to find my way into it. You know, white lady who is in deep red Texas and everything. And then I saw Kay, and she's teaching. Like, she is goated in here. She doesn't take any guff. And I'm like, ooh, she's my spirit animal. And I was like, I could learn some stuff here. This is cool, especially with late nights. Late nights taught me a lot. And now I keep on saying, oh, education. Seriously. Like, journaling. I've got my journal. I've got my books here. I'm doing the work. And the more I can do the work, the more I can teach. Start with my family, start with other communities, and just pass on the good words. Like the word, the D word, DU, that's
Yeah.
not in my vocabulary anymore.
Yeah.
It was always in there, and I don't say it anymore. And I get a little offended when I see other people saying it. And it's slowly making its way out of my family. It's not just that, that's one little point, but it's so many other things. I've started showing Jeff your live so he can be educated, going and, it's just passing on the good word and just letting people know. It's like why I travel with our kids. When we travel, we go overseas. We want them to know that they're not the only ones out there and that there's so many other cultures. And here's what you do with it. You take it and you embrace it and you live it for a little bit, but maybe you'll bring some of it home and you'll implement it into your own life and you'll teach others about it. Because here in Littletown, Texas, it's you know the South.
Yeah.
So it's hard just being in Littletown, Texas, where we have some people who have never wanted to even leave Texas. So we want to know and see everybody, and that's been a big point of our married and parental lives, and we want to go through and impact that on everybody. And so it's just doing the good stuff, educating yourself and spreading on the message to others that is correct. Not just what you see, but make sure it's correct and inclusive and loving.
Yeah. No, Tess, it's funny. I'd say this all the time because like I don't expect anyone to like know all the things or do all the things, but I do expect people when you know better to do better. And Tess, I would the reason why I brag about you and I talk about you now is because you literally live and exemplify that. Like I'm so proud of being able to have you a part of our community and see what you're doing and watch you continue to grow. And that's just like one of the best things ever. So anyway, but thank you for coming up.
Thank you. And I'm just to piggyback off of Joanna, Save Act, educate yourselves. Please register. And if you can't register, that's okay. You've got till mid-October or so to register. Get all your documents, all that stuff. I'm going to go see Jasmine tomorrow morning. So excited. I did the Jubilee with James Tallarico. Let's go. We're returning Texas Blue. Come on.
I know that's right.
All right. Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. Brenda, you have been someone that's been a part of the community for a while now, and you have been an insightful voice on late nights. You're always here. You're always chipping in. But Brenda, I need more. Brenda, are you in the Discord?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
I need to see you more then.
I try to, but where I work, I help people with in dialysis.
Yeah.
I do insurance education, and I have way too many clinics, to be honest. I have 11 all over the metro. So, I get in and at least try to tap and say that I've seen it. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Brenda, what can we put you on the hook for then? What are you going to do to positively impact the community?
Well, I was going to announce, I don't know if anyone here is in Kansas District 3, but I just found out today that we have a primary, progressive primary opponent to our current milquetoast representative. So I'm like very excited about that. So I can go and canvas and, well, first to, you know, get her, make sure she gets on the ballot and everything like that. But, so if anyone else is interested, you know, just let me know. I'd be happy to pass on the information. And, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, I know it was Lexi when she was talking about kindness.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people mistake niceness and politeness for
Mhm.
kindness because there is a difference. So niceness and politeness depends on the reciprocation of the person that receives that.
Mhm.
So if they don't reciprocate, usually there's an immediate like offense by the person that's being polite and nice, whereas kindness has nothing to do with how the other person reacts.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Absolutely. It's funny. I've had this conversation with my wife, and one of the best compliments anyone can give someone is that they're kind, because you're absolutely right. There's politeness, there's niceness, but being kind is absolutely genuine. So you are absolutely right. All right. Well, I'm going to hold you to that, Brenda. Thank
all
you for
right.
coming up, and I'm going to go ahead and drop you down.
All right. Take care. Be safe all.
All right. Lexi, I think this is my first time coming across you. Are you like, you know, integrated into the community? Where do you stand?
So I ran across you through Parker's Live.
Ooh, how long ago?
I think I've only been on TikTok for about 6 months.
Ooh.
And you were co-hosting with him, and there was this MAGA person that was like all bah, you know how they get. And you were just so like calm, and you were like, dude, like, okay, stop. And I was like, hey,
I crash out a lot.
This guy sounds pretty cool. And then I saw you, I followed you, and then now I watch your lives every morning. I know you have like 1 million followers and stuff, so there's just like one person there, but every morning I like wake up and I'm like, oh, is Santana live? And then it's either you or Smitty, because I ran across him through yours, so, and Black Swans, and I follow all of you guys. But okay. I'm proud to say that I just joined the Discord yesterday, so I'm trying to get a feel of like how it is, because the Discord that I'm a part of is like, you know, completely different. So I'm like, okay, this is a lot. Okay, I gotta. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be your responsibility, because the interesting part about a lot of people that have found me other places, especially because we've been on a bit of a hiatus with late nights. And for a lot of people who are following me now, this is their first time actually experiencing the late nights. Like, this is the first week experiencing late nights.
It's my first week.
Exactly. So with that being said, the responsibility that I'm going to give you is sparring is cool, tussling is fun, calling people slap nuts is funny, sure. But late nights is where we do the work. And so I'm going to count on you being back here at late nights to do the work, because this is where we actually learn, we grow, we have real genuine conversation, and we do something that try to benefit each other, and we try to become better people here. So that's what I'm going to put on you, Lexi. Come back.
And I can commit to that, because this was my first week, and I was like, oh, I'm never going to get up there to talk to him, like, ever. So I'm kind of a little like starstruck, because I have amazing people I see on here and people I follow, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually talking to them. So I will definitely be back next week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Perfect. Well, I'm going to drop you down. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lorene, how are you?
I'm doing good. Good. I'm making a brownie in a mug currently.
What type of brownie?
Well,
Special one?
espresso, a little bit of espresso.
Oh, I thought it was a special brownie.
Oh, I wish. Oh.
I live somewhere where you can have special brownies. Anyway, Lorraine, so kind of a similar thing. I don't think you and I have come across each other just yet. Are you integrated into the community? What's your situation?
So I did just message Kay yesterday, but similar to Lexi, I discovered you very recently.
Stay.
Sorry.
No. She didn't realize that I had pulled her up. Go ahead. You're good.
Where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, I discovered you recently. And was, I don't know, just your very sane take on things was refreshing to come across, and just matter of fact and facts.
Was it the mandatory vasectomies for all men? I think that's actually kind of sane. No, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Hey, that's one of them. But yeah, no. Trying to think what else now. But yeah, and so I am an uprooted person, sort of. So I'm from a red state and then moved to a less red state, Iowa and Kansas, and so now I kind of live both places. But I'm able to be just able to take action wherever I am. I can go with my job to either state whenever and go wherever around town. And so I'm trying to look for ways to be part of like the community that I want, right? And with my friends and everyone I do know, try to speak the truth and yada. I mean, Christian household, all of that. So I'm going with this. Oh yeah. So I grew up interested in politics, and so that's why I'm very like community and politics go hand in hand. Did I interrupt you? What were you going to say?
No, you're good. Okay. Question for you. Are you a white lady?
Oh yeah.
You are? Okay. Cool. Do you know what intersectionality is?
I am learning. I have not read the book, but that's part of the action, right? That's important to me. I have been looking for ways to incorporate that into my life personally somehow, right? With no other people to bounce that off of. So that I've taken upon myself to learn, and I'm relearning a lot of history right now.
Okay. I was just about to say that is that's what I want from you. I want intersectionality. I want you to learn more about intersectionality because I want you to actually start to immerse yourself in the other aspects of our community, not the political side, but the human side, understanding people better, because I think that's a huge base to be able to build off of. And that's one of the things that we have the ability to do in our community that like not a lot of other communities have. So that's going to be your assignment.
All right. Do you have with that any recommendations of learning?
Listen, I'm black. You're white. I can't do nothing for you. It's Black History Month. You got to go talk to a white lady. Kay, no, I'm just messing with you. We got stuff in the Discord. If we have an intersectionality section in the Discord and everything, we got books. We got a ton of resources. Don't even worry about it. We got you covered.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Cool.
All right. I'm gonna drop you down. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us.
Thank you.
Swan. I think they be forgetting sometimes it's Black History Month. I'm not doing that during Black History Month.
Yeah, nah, I didn't even think we should do it when it's not Black History Month, did I?
Yeah. Swan, for you, I kind of have a different question for you. I really respect what you do, and I really enjoy being a part of your community, but I'm not that integrated as a whole in your community. We share spaces, but I'm not like there. So, Swan, what do you need from me to be a better community member in your community?
I think
And
maybe
don't say
just
nothing. It has to be something. We got to have something actionable, Swan.
I'm not good.
Anything except Discord, though. I can't
do I think I would say just making sure like people like come from your space, I guess, and mentioning it, because I think I just think that people, like, there is a lot more people that need to know and understand like politics globally, as opposed to just within the United States. So maybe anytime like discussions come up, you know what I mean, with that have to do with like G-side or anything like that, send them my way. Just let them know, you know, hey, and then you'll be there as well, you know, and then I'll also be in your space. But I think that that's something that a lot of people need to get into. This is a little controversial aspect to it, but looking over the e-files, and this is nothing to do with the harm that was caused, right? But a lot of the ways that world leaders interacted with each other, right? I think it kind of really exposed a lot of the things that are happening behind the scenes. And I think that these are things that people really need to be paying attention to, because they do ultimately impact our lives, right? And because those decisions are made globally, and we understand in how America participates in certain things, I would say that sending people over so that we can kind of like, you know, you do your thing, and then people will also learn about what's happening in other parts of the world as well. So yeah.
Okay. All right. You know, I've realized that's one of my blind spots. And there's a couple of people that I've heard talk about like different international politics. And while I understand the dynamic of international politics, I do think that having a wider, that's another reason why I lean on you and Athena so heavy when it comes to those types of things. And I agree. And that's something I can do. Perfect. Swan, you're hanging out, right? Or what do you got going on? Okay, perfect. Yep. All right. So, guys, we got a bunch of new people on the panel. I want to go around the horn really quick, super quick introduction, and then we're going to get into it because I have a big question for everyone, but just a real quick introduction. Declan, how are you?
You know I'm good, Money Santana. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise. I got a special question for you, so you're not going to get the other question. But the basic question I have is, what do you think about online communities, and what do you think they should be doing?
I think online communities are great once everybody keeps the integrity of the community and everybody's there for each other, especially, you know, when times are hard, because we never know we never know what anybody is facing outside of here. And for the things that y'all did for Jared, it was very much a beautiful thing, because you guys exceeded the standards of what he has going on in his life. And the second question was what?
What do you think they should be doing, online communities?
I mean, online communities should keep up the integrity of the community and keep up the respect and the loyalty of said community. So basically, there's like a set of Army values I go by. So like, you know, loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. And those are the values that every online community, even offline community, should have.
Okay. All right. Perfect. 1 second. The real therapist, how are you?
Hi, Santana. It's actually good to be up here for a while. My username was the TV therapist. I just changed logo and stuff. So it's been a minute, but
it has. You know, I'm a creature of habit. And so when you switch stuff up on me, like it goes right over my head. So welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. Can you tell the people, what do you think about online communities and what should they be doing?
I think online communities are a good thing, especially this day and age. We have to step into the age of this is the internet generation, Wi-Fi generation. People are behind their screens a lot, but they also have responsibility and knowing what comes with being online communities, and then also leaving room for people to be authentic. It's so easy to become a whole different person when you're behind the screen. And I think that it's important to allow people to be genuine and to feel like they can be who they are and not have to become someone else just to be a part of an online community.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people do that as well, because they look to blend in and they take on the personality of other people. And
Correct.
like you should be able to unapologetically be yourself. So absolutely. All right, perfect. 1 second. Barry, how are you?
Doing good. I like this energy in this group.
Good. Happy to hear that, Barry. What are your thoughts on online communities and what should they be doing?
Well, right now, like what you guys are doing, I think this kind of discussion is much more positive than constant bickering and division.
But what do you think about online communities? That first part of the question. In general.
In general, I think it's a positive thing. I think that's where we're headed. That's
okay. All right. Perfect. 1 second. Josh, coming to you. What do you think about online communities and what should they be doing? Nope, Josh, I'm going to send you a request to come off mute. Also, guys, Debbie's in the chat for Caroline. Caroline sent another $5 donation, said, actually just figured out how PayPal works. You all welcomed me yesterday, despite being from another country. I just want to give back some now. Listen, you're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the love and support and the kindness. Welcome to our community. I'm really happy that you're a part of it, and I'm really excited to see how you grow. So W's in the chat for you. And guys, if anyone else like to support the live, if you enjoy what we do here and you want to support, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. Josh, I don't know if Josh is here. I'll try to come back to him and see if he comes back, but we might have to replace Josh. April, how are you?
Hey, Santana. Can you hear me?
I can. April, what are your thoughts on online communities and what should they be doing?
I think that online communities are give and take, like everyone has already mentioned. One of the things that I do think about too is that we haven't been using online community spaces for like that long. There haven't been that many generations of people that use this as a way to organize and build community. So I think there's a steep learning curve there with like finding spaces that are safe for us as individuals, and also like being okay with being uncomfortable in spaces sometimes, and not just like leaving when somebody on a panel says something or a host says something that makes you feel a certain way. I think learning tolerance for like feeling uncomfortable is something that's valuable in online spaces that you might not get in the real world. It's hard to be okay with being uncomfortable in person. It's easier to sit with that feeling when you are online. So I think that's like a really valuable piece of it, is like growing the tolerance for being uncomfortable happens more easily online. But as far as what the spaces should be, I think you guys like this group, and then I have like my book talk people that I follow, and all that other stuff. I think as humans, like we are creating what we want already. The only thing that I would say is just like more interconnectedness when safe and possible. And like that happens through, like, you were my channel to Swan, to Smitty, to all these other people. Everybody always mentions Dean and Parker, and I have watched them, but I don't watch them as much as you guys. It's not, they're young men. I'm in my 40s. I think they're doing great for like youngsters, but I think they still have a lot to learn. So for me, those spaces are not as like useful and educational as other grown people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, listen, I appreciate all the spaces, especially across the app, because it's such a diversity in a different school of thought. I do think that there's something to be said about understanding the spaces that you're in. And that's why I try to tell people all the time, like, hey, you're going to follow me into some different spaces, and like you may follow me into one and then someone may be saying something that's kind of uncomfortable to you, but like sit with it, like just figure out why it's uncomfortable. But not every space is for every person. But like finding your space is super important. So I think you hit that dead on the head.
Yeah,
All
sorry,
right.
I'm like nervous. I apologize.
No worries, no worries. All right, perfect. One moment. And Fawn, how are you?
Hey there, I'm so good. I also want to apologize. Sorry that everybody heard me talking to my dog with the last panel.
You're good. You're
Is
good.
that okay, baby? I can't tell. Was that okay? I can't tell what the comments say.
Okay, now I feel better.
Don't even worry about it. Fawn, can you tell the people what are your thoughts on online communities and what do you think they should be doing?
I think online communities are a beautiful thing when used appropriately. I mean, myself and a lot of other people, I don't go out besides work. I don't even go to the stores. I borderline agoraphobic. So having spaces where I can get that community interaction, be able to just be a human with other humans in a safe manner, I think is so important. And it, again, should be used appropriately. Obviously, there's plenty of communities that don't have the best intentions. But I think it's positive. I also think it should translate into real life. It's one thing to, kind of be in an echo chamber of wanting to do all of these great things and have all these great ideas, but until you go and take that into action in your physical communities, it can be just a lot of talk.
Yep, absolutely. I think, and again, that action is the biggest piece. Perfect. 1 second here. Josh, are you back? I'm going to send you a request to come off mute. Josh going once. Josh going twice. Next time, Josh. All right. Perfect. So let's move forward. I'm going to start with Barry. Barry, I'm going to start with you. The question I have, and this is kind of bringing this week full circle, right?
Sure.
The question I have is, what's stopping you from being a leader in your spaces, or are you already a leader and you just need to do more?
I'm in a small town. I don't know. It's hard to get involved in. You would think it would be easier to get involved in politics in a small town, but like sorry, my cat's going
all good.
But like, when you have a career, when you have life, when you have a job, it's hard to get involved in politics in a small area and put that kind of fortitude towards those things. I don't know.
Is there anything that you could do? And it doesn't necessarily have to be politics, but like, what do you enjoy doing?
That's a good. No, sorry. No, I like. I go on here all the time, man. I got videos on here. I try to get involved.
What's your thing on here?
Well, I do like political posts and things like that, trying to point out the what the horrors are of the moment. It's hard to keep up, honestly.
It is. I know for firsthand experience, it absolutely is. So I guess then how about this? What's stopping you from finding a way to, at the very least, be more consistent and get more out to try to reach more people?
Well, I have obligations to work and life and things like that. Like, I mean, that's kind of what they've put on us, is that we're we function in society because we do these things that are expected. So to to break from the norm and commit your time to all these things that a lot of people don't even have the attention span for is difficult. And so, you know, if I want to find time to sleep, if I want to find time to do the things that I love, it's hard to invest in things that I also care about. And especially when people aren't, you know, particularly behind me in an area like this.
Okay. Barry, I'll make you a deal. You start making more videos. You post more. You send them to me. I'll watch them. I'll support you, and I'll boost it. But you got to do the work. How about that?
I've been considering, you know, what my input to this needs to be, and I appreciate that. And I will, if it's something that I feel I can commit to, then I appreciate that.
Okay. I think it's important to find things that we're passionate about, and not only find things that we're passionate about, but actually do something good for other people. And while a lot of people may lack the ability to decipher and critically think or be able to like find factual information, I think that anyone that is trying to always provide truth and fact, no matter you know, what side of the aisle it falls on, being able to decipher things that may be, you know, misleading. I think that's admirable and needs to be boosted. So, Barry, if you make that decision, then I got your back. All right.
Thank you, sir. I'm always on the side of truth and justice, and we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yep. All right.
Might take till November, but we'll get there.
Yeah. All right, Barry. So we're doing a truncated version of late nights now, guys, because we're doing it 4 nights for 2 hours instead of 3 nights for 3 hours. So Barry, I'm gonna drop you down, but anything else to add before I drop you down?
No, man, we're good. I appreciate you bringing me up, and I really like your demeanor. It's refreshing for sure.
Likewise. Thank you, Barry. All right. April, coming back to you.
Okay, I'm way less nervous now.
Okay. Why were you nervous?
I think I just get nervous speaking. I'm like good in a group with people face to face. I'm less good with online spaces. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's the like older. I'd rather call you on the phone and have a conversation than send a text kind of person. I don't know. It's just for some reason there's something about talking into the online void that feels different for me and is more difficult for me than if I were like standing in a room talking to a classroom of people or something like that. I don't understand. It's just, you know, I don't have the muscle of online spaces. I've only been really following you on TikTok for like a couple months and learning the ropes there. And I'm still trying to figure out how to use Discord. And, you know, I'm old school, I guess. I'd rather just be in a room and talk. That's easier.
Yeah. Well, you know, and so you kind of, you kind of actually went where I was thinking as far as like, how long have you been around? And so I was actually gonna put this out to you then. Is this your first late nights?
No, I've actually talked to you twice before this. Yeah, but similar topic.
So
We were talking about. Yeah, I'm just rusty. We were talking about online spaces the last time too.
Oh, were we talking about like what was the one we did, the like the political debating, like the debate bro, and how people are kind of over that?
Yeah, like sort of the toxic way that you have discourse versus like a productive way. Yeah.
Yep. That was a good one. All right. So what's stopping you from engaging more? Not just necessarily with like these lives, but I know you said you're trying to figure out Discord, but like what's stopping you from becoming a bigger part of the community?
So I mean, I'm a part of communities in not online spaces. And I think that like, I guess I'm sort of learning how to do that in online spaces. So for example, my friend and I, it's a book club. It's a horror book club, but it's a book club that is essentially no white men. Like everybody knows who Stephen King is. Everybody knows who Dean Koontz is. We don't need to read stories from those authors. They don't need, but we try to basically focus on marginalized voices, whether that's like people of color, LGBTQ people, women, whatever intersection, if there's multiples. So we do book club, and it gives us a way to like talk about, because horror as a genre is not for everybody, and I get that, but a lot of it is super political, and a lot of it is sort of holding a mirror back up to society and saying like, this is what you guys do to yourselves. So through the horror book club, my friend Sue is a professor at Compton College, and like through all of that stuff, we ended up being able to have Compton College have their first ever lavender graduation. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's a graduation ceremony specifically for queer people. And Compton College has never done that before. And they had their first one. It was either last year or the year before. And like that was all made possible through the community we built of just like people who want to read weird books that are about that don't center white people and are not written by white people, but are written about queer people or people of color or whatever other thing. And like the chain of events that made that happen is a way that like, so what I'm trying to say is like, maybe I really suck at online spaces, but I'm good at like books and being able to communicate with people through reading, even if it's not history, even if it's not that kind of thing. And then we can talk about bigger ideas that way. And then those bigger ideas branch out into like real world actions. And then like my job, which I'm not doing currently, got furloughed, whatever, is my current job is that I work with law firms that go after, so like, for example, we are suing the Texas power grid system for a couple winters ago when that whole storm happened and people like lost pipes, broke in their homes. It's because the Texas power grid, Texas itself needed to hold so tightly onto their own power grid. They refused to integrate, and it cost the people who lived there damage to their homes, damage to their persons, like people were falling and getting injured and having to go to the hospital. It cost people access to their medication, stuff like that. I worked on the lawsuit that sued the Boy Scouts of America for all the sexual assault that they found over the years, that kind of thing. And then my job prior to that was working for nonprofit organizations, first as a professional fundraiser and then as a compliance officer. So it's like, I have like these office skills and these like, I don't love customer facing jobs anymore, but I take my skills and I try to work for places that are doing something that I care about in the real world. Like,
well, okay. So this is what I'm going to challenge you to then, because you said something that set my spidey senses off. And I was just sitting here looking, cause I love horror. My wife, not so much. But I'm looking at our book section in our Discord. And I know you said you're not great at Discord, but you're great at books.
Yep.
I would love for you to start posting a little bit more about like the books you're reading in your book club in our Discord. Are you in our Discord?
Yeah, just yesterday actually. Kay, I sent her a message and she added me. Like the thing is like that's a can of worms. I'm serious. I have a lot of book recommendations.
Listen, I'm sitting here looking. I see Joanna posted something on the first about Black Like Me. You know, we got room for books, so I got
I got a lot of amazing authors that I don't believe get enough credit because they are not white men. And like, I do mean that in a bad way, but I'm saying like, even like some of the best books I've read in the last 2 years did not come from authors that people have heard of yet, because they just don't get the same amount of attention and the same amount of like opportunity. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm on that.
I'll give you a couple of days, but I'm gonna check back and see what books have been added. So I'm gonna take a look.
All right.
Deal?
Deal.
Okay. April, thank you for coming up and hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, get down. Guys, I gotta read these two off. Debbie's in the chat for Gene. Gene sent a $3 donation, said was working earlier, so I couldn't get it. But this is for Jared. I will definitely get that 3 to him as well. But then also I think it's pronounced Mian sent a $100 donation to support the live. Mian, thank you so much. $100 is crazy. Thank you for the love, the support, your kindness. You are freaking awesome. W's in the chat for Mian. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. If you enjoy what we do here, if you want to keep the live going and support the live, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I'll definitely read that out. All right, Fawn, coming back to you. Fawn. The question I have for you is, have you been here all week?
I have not been here all week. I usually am working at this point in time, but luckily I got off early today. I didn't even know this was a thing. I watch your regular like debate lives.
Okay. So you showed up on day 4, and so you missed night 1, 2, and 3.
Unfortunately.
Okay. So you got to go back to the YouTubes and watch the first 3 nights.
Absolutely.
Question I have for you then, because I appreciate the community, and I think that understanding what the community needs is something that I'm not the best at, but we got a person named Kay. Kay's the best at that, but I want to be better. What do you think? Understanding what we do, because late nights is about learning, it's about teaching, it's about sharing, it's about community, it's about all of those things. But we try to make sure we tackle some tough topics, and we try to make sure that people understand the tough topics. Is there anything that you can think of that you would love to see us have on late nights as a panel discussion where we break it down, we share it, and we go through it as a community?
That's okay. It's kind of an odd question for me to answer, because when I think of community, because maybe I just don't have a ton of experience with online communities, when you say, what are you doing for your community? I think about what I do, and it's kind of the exact opposite tactic, generally with the same result that you do on the debates, where you can dig into people, force them to hold a mirror to themselves and really pay attention to the information that's in front of them. What I do, so I bartend, and I live smack dab in the middle of the last strongholds of MAGA in Oregon, right? And I've seen the same people every day for 6 years. And I think slowly grinding them down with accurate information and my overall life motto of kill them with kindness. I think, to me, that's community, and that's what I can do. And I would like to see other people's versions of that, like, what did you do? How did you treat somebody with respect and understanding, and convince them that, you have their best intentions, even if it's a stranger that you just meet, that they can automatically know that you want to show them kindness and compassion, and that opens them up.
Okay, you have me thinking now.
I mean, I kind of weaponize being, 26 versus an angry MAGA 65-year-olds. And being that I've built such long-term relationships with these people, even though I disagree with them on every level that's important to me, I can still smile and give them a hug when they're having a terrible day, and that level of trust and community is what allows me to bring up these difficult topics and get through to them.
Maybe we need to spend some time talking about effective communication, right? Talking about the ways that understanding the difference as far as reaching individuals, understanding like how to deal with tough interactions and people who may push back. How about that? What do you think? If we build a week around like effective communication skills and being able to properly engage with people, because I feel like a lot of people, especially with the development of online communities and people being stuck behind their screens more so, they lack a sense of social skills and the ability to actually talk to people like people. What if we do that?
Definitely. Oh, absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
That's your
especially
idea,
with
not
such
mine.
heated, it's a good one in general, I guess. I think that's one of the hardest parts about truly changing minds is that it is so, people have such a visceral response to their beliefs. And when that's challenged, people close off immediately, right? We see it on every single debate live. We see it in person with families. I mean, the connections that are supposed to be the strongest, that level of not wanting your beliefs challenged or questioned completely shuts you down. So when you have a really, really strong basis of, hey, I'm not your enemy, you know me, we hang out. I hugged you when your dog passed away, like something like that you can come back to, I think is something that would be beneficial to teach to other people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you gave me some homework, and
Also, where do I find the Discord?
Oh, you gotta wait. Hang out.
Sorry.
For everyone, there's a million people in the chat saying Discord. Hold on, don't worry about it. Just slow down. We're gonna talk about it in a second. But hang out, because I'm gonna need help on that, and you and I are gonna do that one together. Okay?
Heck yeah, buddy, I'm down.
All right. Thank you so much for coming up.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, really quick, W's in the chat for Brittany. Brittany sent a $19.41 donation saying, "This is my second night, although I've listened to the debates. Books are my favorite language. So thank you for including that. I have no idea how to use Discord, but I'll figure it out." I appreciate you too. Listen, I don't know how to use it either. And I got a server, so yeah. W's in the chat for Katie as well. Katie sent a $10 donation saying building community. You know it, Katie. Thank you so much for that $10 donation. You are absolutely amazing. W's in the chat for all the donors, guys. Again, if anyone else want to support the live, you can do so. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send in a super chat, and I will read that out. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. The Real Therapist, coming to you. I'm going to shift it in a little bit of a different direction for you. Why are online communities important for people, especially in where we are in society today? Like, why is this something that's even needed?
People need safe havens. For those who may not know, or if you click, on my bio, I am a licensed therapist. And I do teletherapy. So if you're in the state of Georgia, you need a Black therapist, let me know. But people are feeling a lot more isolated these days, post-pandemic. People aren't socializing in public like they used to. And then when you have a political climate such as ours, it creates more division within people. There are a lot of people who are angry and don't know where to place that anger. There are a lot of people who feel certain ways about certain things, but it's hard to reach people when you feel isolated. And sometimes we feel isolated because a lot of people are anxious, they're depressed, they're lonely. And when you can have a community of like-minded people, it makes people feel less lonely. It makes people feel like they have someone to talk to. It makes them feel like they have someone to relate to, even if it's not their family members or the people that they so-called friends that they don't really talk to or don't really see. Sometimes having a community of people who you can relate to, who you have things in common with, it takes that feeling of isolation and starts to decrease that. And that's why online communities are so important, because you don't have to leave your house to do it. You don't have to have money to do it. You don't have to have transportation to do it. You don't have to look a certain way. You can be whoever you want behind the screen. You don't have to have your face up. You don't have to feel so exposed sometimes until you at least get into a place where you feel comfortable to do so. And you feel you can maneuver through spaces easy. If you don't feel like this space fits you, it's an easily click over to another Discord, another page, another online community, another Reddit, another YouTube channel until you find a place that fits you. And it's not a lot of hustle and hassle to do that.
No, that's right. What do you recommend for the people who feel like that they aren't able to find their community? I know you said you can keep going, you can keep scrolling, you can keep looking, but what about those people that think that, you know, hey, there's no community out there for me because I'm just so unique? What do you tell them?
Stop lying to themselves. stop lying to yourself. First of all, we got to be honest with ourselves, because with millions of people on the planet, there's what is that old phrase they say? Ain't nothing new under the sun.
Yep.
It's not. You're going to find somebody, some group of people who are like-minded individuals. And if you just immediately cut yourself short and say, oh, there's nobody that's like me, nobody's going to accept me, you're already going into it with a defeatist attitude. And then you're going to have to figure out what's up under that. Why are you looking at life from such a negative point of view? Because if you just automatically shut yourself down, you're not opening opportunities. You're not really looking. Because if you just look in one Facebook group, oh, it's not for me, nobody's for me, you haven't searched. And I can only say, because I'm a millennial too. And, learning about all these different, things that come out on the internet, I'm learning as I go as well. I'm not technology savvy, but I'm learning as I go. And I'm so glad I did. That's how I've been able to find online communities and find friends in different spaces. And so when people just feel like there's nothing out there for them, number one, they have to be honest with themselves, and to ask themselves, have they really looked? And if they haven't really looked, what are they willing to do? What are you willing to do to find these spaces? Because if you're not willing to do anything, no, you're not going to find them. And yes, you will feel like there's nothing out there because you're not willing to do anything. Are you willing to talk to people in rooms that you feel like you may not belong in? Like, hey, might not be the space for me, but do you all know a group about people who are interested in XYZ? Have you all found other communities that you're a part of that would be taking on other people? Where are other places that I can look? You're going to have to open yourself up. Closed mouth don't get fed.
I know that's right. I wanted to make sure I drilled that home because, a lot of people tend to think like there's no one else that would get me. And like the wonderful thing about like the fact that the internet has made the world so small is that there's guaranteed to be someone that gets you out there. So absolutely. Anyway, thank you for coming up and hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you, Santana. Hopefully I can catch more of these. I didn't even know you were doing these till earlier during the political debate. And I said, I've been missing them. Where was I? And I said, that's okay. I'm going to be at the one tonight. That's all right. I'll be there.
I put the schedule. I have the official schedule. I was a little bit late today because of technical difficulties, but I have like the schedule on. Like these are all through. So this is the main, that's the backup, and then to the right, that's the backup to the backup. And I do like sparring and brunch with my creator and late nights, and so I have all the different times for all the different lives on the three different pages. So they're all there, in case anyone's wondering.
Anyway, time you have these, I'll be there. I'm gonna be on the lookout.
We'll be back Sunday. Sundays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and we're doing 4 nights for 2 hours now instead of 3 nights for 3 hours.
Say less. I'll be back.
All right, have a good one. Declan, coming to you. Declan,
Yes,
you have a different perspective as well because you have started to build your own community. You host your own lives. You have your people. I stop by and I see like the people, I see the loyal people in your lives all the time.
Yes, sir.
Declan, that means you have a responsibility. You got obligations.
That's not the first time I'm hearing that. That's not the first time I'm hearing that. That's not the first time I'm hearing that. My wife said the same thing. She was like, Declan,
it's a whole thing.
Bro.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
What are you doing to make sure that you're protecting the people that are putting their trust in you?
Oh, that's simple. As I said like earlier, keeping the integrity. I know it's cliche that I'm saying that, but integrity is my favorite Army value. Also, how am I protecting them? I'm protecting them from misogyny or any type of ist or phobias. Like prime example, I have Erica there. She's very queer, right? I love Erica to death. In fact, I love everybody that shows up there. So when people talk shit about Erica, I drop them immediately.
You can't say that word. This is late nights.
My bad.
Mom is
I'm
watching.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mrs. Santana's mom. Listen.
Mama Jones, it's all good.
Yeah, Mama Jones. Yeah, listen, like my mods, Moxie's in the chat. One of my mods is in the chat. And I got mods that don't play about my mods on me. They'll drop you for any phobias or whatever. They'll drop you for any ists. Like when they say the N-word to me and I'm like, all right, cool. Like I don't mind the microaggressions, but excuse me. What I do is, as I said, I drop anybody for any type of disrespect. Like for me, I would probably take that. I would probably take any microaggression because it is what it is with me. But when it comes to like Erica or any other woman or black woman or any woman, let alone black women, I protect them by dropping them unless they want them there. But me, as a person that leads, I got to set an example. I'm like, listen, I know you want to talk to him, but lead him to me. I don't want you talking to no man on there as a woman. As misogynist as that sound, I'd rather deal with him because I don't want him to be misogynist or ableist or any of that. Because I have a community that is all inclusive. You could be trans, you could be whatever you want to be. You could be a Pokemon for all I care. Listen, it's all inclusive, man. And that's what it is. And I love Professor down there. She's in the request, by the way. But yeah, that's how I keep the integrity, by not allowing any type of phobias or ists, like racist, sexist, anything on my panel is not allowed.
Yeah. Okay, what are you doing to expand your community?
Honestly, I'm glad you said that. I've been trying to get on your debate panels, but you only want opposition. So I'm like, damn. No, because as I said, I watched you and I watched Swan. In fact, you can ask my moms. I'm always saying like, listen, I'm an extension of Swan because to this day, almost a year later, I still have yet to say, damn, how did me and Swan connect? Like, I don't even know what's going on with that. But I'm trying to get on the bigger panels, like the Good Troubles, the U's, the Deans, but I know Dean, a Parker, they don't let nobody that's a friendly. So now I got to find ways to get on a bigger platform so I could get on there to discuss what I feel about it. Now, this is my first time being, I wouldn't even say I'm politically savvy, rather, but I'm more politically savvy than I was years ago because, again, you guys been in this game for a while. Me, I'm just new, even if I voted at 18, whatever. But getting on the bigger panels or on the debate panel so I could like spar with you guys. Because again, when people come see me, they be like, listen, Declan, you're doing a good job. I have people younger than me, older than me. Listen, we passing the torch to you. And, I got to connect with the bigger people. You know what I'm saying? And if I get on your live and I wanted to debate, I'm like saying, damn, you probably don't want a friendly right now. But I really want to show him what I'm about because I know you don't stay there. I know you visit my lives and I know you don't stay long because you're busy. But it's it's a lot of fun. But for me to go on your stuff and debate, that would be an honor to me. So that's the only way I could really grow because I've seen you have like almost 2,000 people on your stuff. I barely cracked 300 at most. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this, and this is like genuine advice for like anyone that's looking to do this because like numbers are cool, views are great, but like finding people that resonate with you is the most important thing the one thing that I say all the time is like people can tell if you're genuine or not. Like I'd say that to any type of like creator or person that says like, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to do this, da 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 da, and I always say just be genuine, because like you can't fake the funk, and like being not only unapologetically yourself, but just trying to be a genuine good person is something that people resonate with. And as soon as like they can tell that you have like true intentions and you're really trying to do something and not just trying to get somewhere, then it makes everything happen so much easier. And also you got to remember everything happens in its own time. It's always so interesting to me, even like I never take this for granted. I say it all the time, and I truly mean it. Every single time I click go live on any of these cameras or whatever, I don't expect anyone to show up. Like literally, the first person I always like, I'm holding my breath until someone comes in, because I never think anyone's going to show up. And so like being genuine and trying to make sure that you just put yourself out there and be the best version of you. That's all you got to do. Like that's bigger than anything else. That's bigger than any time that you can get on any panel. That's bigger than any space that you can be in. Like being you and being a genuine version of you. That's how it happens. Anyway, Declan, we'll figure out some time. We'll make it happen.
Sure. Wait, last question. Again, I have one of my mods on a request. Her name is Professor Tajuba. Can you let her up if she's still there?
We've been clearing the panel. I don't know if you noticed, but like these two accounts, those are my backup.
Yes. Okay, no problem.
All right. Yeah, it's t-shirt time.
All right, Santana. I hear that. I hear that. All right.
I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you.
Kay. Hi, Kay.
Hi, good evening. I know
whoa. You got a little too much dip on your chip. Slow down.
I said good evening.
But you was about to start talking about other stuff. Hold on now.
I said I know we're in t-shirt time, so I was gonna.
Oh no. I want to pontificate. I have a soliloquy that I would like to go through, if I may. So guys, Kay is up here, and Kay is going to cover something with everyone that's super dope, super important, super cool. But even more than that, before Kay gets into that, two things that I want to talk about. One, I've really enjoyed this week and being back for late nights and having these conversations. But something I've been thinking about throughout this entire time, and something I want to make sure that I always call out is, like, I genuinely appreciate when people say, "Oh, you're doing such a good job." Da 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 da. Like, I thank you. But the reason why I say, like, I don't deserve that, or like, I don't like the quote unquote flowers, it's because I feel like I can always be better. I think it's always important to recognize that, like, everyone has room for growth and opportunity, and you should always be working to be better. And so I never feel like I'm in a situation where I'm just good, or I just know this, or I'm just like, whatever. Like, there's always going to be a situation. I mess up all the time. And so it's necessary for me to stop and say, while I'm always grateful for all the love and kindness that everyone shows me, I always want everyone to know that I'm still working to be better in every single way, because we should all be working to be better in every single way. And speaking of working to be better in every single way, one of the people that holds me accountable for being better is Kay. And Kay is absolutely amazing. Kay is someone who has not only been here forever and a day, but Kay is someone that has literally shaped our community, right? Kay is the backbone of our community, and the person that has, like, I may be the quote unquote face, but none of this happens without Kay. That's why when you hear other people talk about Kay, when you hear the mods talk about Kay, she is literally not only the backbone, the heart, the bloods, the fingernails, the eyelashes of our community. She's all of it. And without her, there's no way that any of this could happen. I mean, hell, Kay is like a hell of a friend to my wife. And if it wasn't for her, then my wife would have been strangled me by now, because I don't think that she would let me do this the way that I do this if it wasn't for Kay. So I wanted to take a moment to appreciate you, Kay, say thank you, especially as we roll back into our first week of late nights. I know how much you love late nights. I know how much, Hana loves, management loves late nights. My mom loves late nights. And so like, thank you for being here. I'm so excited for all the things we have lined up. And with that being said, I'm going to give you the floor to tell everybody about the exciting thing that we're doing.
Thank you very much. That was very kind of you.
That was okay.
I appreciate you. I love you. I love management. I love being part of this team. I love the community that we have been able to build. I like being able to do the mutual aids that we've done, like one for tonight. I like to see you get active sometimes. I can only you know what? It's not even not watching you. It's I can't take the regurgitated lines from the opposition.
I know.
But
they suck.
They do. But so we did it last night, and I said it would happen again tonight. So this is the last night. So if you're here and you would like to be a member of the Discord and you are on TikTok, I need you to send me a DM and we will get you in after you're vetted. You can't have a private profile. And if you DM me and your following list is private, that's fine. I'll just let you know that I can't vet it until you open it so I can look. Then we'll do it real quick and then you can close it back up. Every message needs to be received by 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. So 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 a.m. Pacific Time. If you're on YouTube and you have Discord and you would like to join, you can send a friend request on Discord if we don't share any servers, and you can send that at Kaysiobhan, Kaysiobhan, and we'll get you in. After that, we're going back to our regularly scheduled programming. This week is about building community. We want to offer these 2 evenings, last night and tonight, and open it up to everybody. I genuinely do believe that it's a great place with a lot of resources for a lot of things. And even with the people who have just joined from yesterday, we have found some niche things that we want to add, and I'm working with some of our moderators to make that happen, some of our long-standing members to make some new channels and new things available. Questions that I'm just kind of seeing. Discord doesn't cost anything, but it is a separate app. It is not on TikTok or on YouTube. You have to create an account. That would be all on you. I can give you like how to do it, but you just go into your whatever your Google or Apple store is and get it yourself and then make yourself an account. And then after this, our Discord is member and subscriber based to help support the live. But for these 2 nights, because we have been talking about how to build out that community, we want people to be able to join that maybe, haven't been able to in the past. So thank you guys for being here this week. I think that, online communities can be great. I do always caution, though, that please be mindful of sharing very personal information with people, especially without the warnings that should accompany them. Just because you see creators online or you see people who interact a lot, not everyone is equipped to hear, somebody's very traumatic story without even a hello before you get started. So that, just to reiterate, on the parasocial relationships, that there are ups and there are downs, there are pitfalls, there are positives, but I'm always open for a DM. You can message me, but if we've never talked at all, just give me a little bit of a trigger warning or whatever. If you're going to talk about something, I want to make sure our community remains safe. And I thank you all for joining us and being here tonight and being here this whole week. That's it.
Okay, what do you think about this week overall? How do we do? I know we got some tightening up to do, but overall, what do you think?
I think it was a really good conversation. I think there's, people out there who need some type of online community that might help them, get out there in the communities that they're close to. I know we try to do a lot of resources. I think we've talked about a lot of other communities than our own this week, especially with, Cadre, which I think is a super important space to be in and learn and grow even further than when we are here. So I think overall, we gave a lot of good education. A lot of that education is going to be readily available in the Discord about parasocial relationships and building community, how to stay safe. We have an excellent member in our community who's just offered to maybe even do a whole little safety, how to protect yourself online, how to do that kind of stuff. So I think that would be really helpful for people who are new or maybe not as tech savvy as some other people. So I think it was great. I think you really touched on some deep, points that needed to be pointed out about how it's easy to be toxic and get snatched up by a community. You have to work a little bit harder to make it in the community that you probably really belong in instead of being toxic. So I think it was great. And I'm so glad that everyone could join us. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Again, if your request comes in and the timestamp is after 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, so 7 hours from now, I'm very sorry. So have it come in tonight and I will get back with you. It's a lot of work to vet everybody. And I'm only one person. So it might not happen and before 7 a.m., but it will be done.
Also, y'all don't harass Kay, because if you do, then I'm coming for you. Give her time. All right.
All right.
Kay.
Have a great night.
As well. Swan. What do you think about this week? What do people need to take away from this, and what do we leave on the bone?
I think this week was really good. I think it was a super productive discussion. I think it really gave people a chance who are if they're normally just in the chat, right, in the audience, a chance to be able to engage. Because I know for me, my space is usually 99% of the time opposition only. So I think that was an aspect to April December that was up here. She's someone who's newer to my space, but is always in my space and is always supporting. So it's nice to be able to listen to what it is that she does, right? Because I think you can kind of build a closer connection online, being able to hear like all of the things that she's involved in, right? So I think that was definitely a plus. And then the other thing I think is just like, it sounds like a lot of people, I think because things are so chaotic right now, obviously there's a lot of chaos, and some people have a very negative reaction to it. But to me, I felt like a lot of the people that joined the panel this week are people that want to be involved in something productive. There are people that want to see change. There are people that want to see progression in society. And I think that for the most part, I've heard a lot of people speak on things that are, inclusive. I'll also say this: when you used to do late nights, like the last time you were doing it, I can't remember how long ago it was, but there were some people that were on your panels before, and listening to them speak now this past week, I've seen they're educated, they're more educated, right? That's a never-ending journey.
Yeah.
But I think that that's definitely something that's important, right? If your community is not growing with you, then what are you actually doing? And I think that that's something that people need to understand, especially through these chaotic times. Like, people have to be in communities that are healthy, and people really do need to be like educating themselves. You cannot be complacent right now. We cannot afford to be complacent. Educating, but then also moving forward and really making an impact. But I think that was something that was really cool. Hearing people speak in the past on your panel, and then hearing the growth that they've had being in your space now, it speaks a lot.
But you know where that's from, though, right? Because like the one thing, and I talk about this all the time, but I truly do mean this, is like I love being like a conduit from like spaces, and then kind of through our space and into other spaces. And it's because like the people that engage come to your space and go to other people's spaces and take from those spaces and learn and like, it's because I can give a little bit, but I can't give everything. And it seems like people are really starting to circle around like some of the spaces that we share together, and then they're getting that, and then they're really like putting it together and learning. And I think that's huge.
It's huge. It is huge. Cadre, listen, y'all ain't ready. There's more to come.
Jeff called me yesterday, and Jeff he called me yesterday, and he wanted to like, hey, so let's talk about this. Whoa. Don't tell me what you're gonna say. Something about me is like, I don't prep questions. And it's funny, I was talking to my wife about this last night. She's like, yeah, sometimes your questions are like kind of long or whatever. I said, that's because when I start talking, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know the question before I start talking. I figure the question out in real time. So I'll let Jeff know, like, we'll figure out the questions when we start the interview.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I think it's better that way. I started to, because I was in your space and I was on somebody's panel at the same time.
Of course. Yeah, I saw you. I called you out. Definitely called you out.
Yeah, I got in trouble. Everybody saw me. But no, I think the good thing is that you posted it on YouTube. So I would recommend that everybody go and watch Sean's Brunch with My Creator on YouTube. She is one of the most brilliant people that I've ever met.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. But I think that's like, even doing that, like reincorporating Brunch with My Creator, because it does give people a chance to connect with the person whose live they're in every night. I think it also helps people to like see our humanity, because sometimes people don't realize, like, they'll be sending me messages and all types of, and I'm just
that's why, that's why I started doing that. And that, like, even the intro, that's why it says that, because like people get kind of like, oh, you guys are just so there. And it's like, no, we're just like people. Like, I think a lot of times, and I think that's why it's easy for certain people to say certain stuff to us, or like to like, be the way they are, because they don't humanize the people. It's just like people behind the screen. And so that's why like Brunch with My Creator is a really big thing. And and that's me giving back to like other creators and giving them opportunity to show that they're just more than their content, more than their debates, or more than like whatever they put out there. So
yeah. I'll be honest, I definitely needed this type of a community in my life, because I grew up in a predominantly white area, and Yeah, for my whole entire life. And this app has definitely been able to put me in touch with Black people in different parts of the world, which is something that I needed for sure. I didn't even know I needed that, but yeah, so it's nice to
That's
see
easy.
that.
You know, it's funny. That's the same thing that's happening with my wife because she similar circumstances. And all of a sudden, she done got like super pro Black. She always been pro Black, but like she been in blackity black. I was like,
Listen.
okay, what's going on?
Listen, finding out that there are dishes that are very similar. I was watching a video the other day and I was like, wait a minute, I feel like I know this already. Puerto Rican, there are some Puerto Rican meals that are very similar to Haitian meals, which is super dope. But I would have never known that living where I live. Like, we don't have Haitian food here, unfortunately. But yeah, no, this week was really good. Definitely really good.
All right. Swan, anything else for the people?
I am gonna go live, but I'm probably gonna go live closer to 1:45-ish, 1:30, 1:45-ish. I just need some time. But y'all already know we're working on gathering the mutual aid for MZ Elvis Katoto. Him and his team out in the Congo, they've established 2 homes. One has 32 children, the other one has young girls who have given birth. So we're kind of chucking away at the total amount, the total goal. So the total amount is $7,500. I think we're at like I can't remember. It's like 7,200 or somewhere around there. But yeah, when I go live, that's what we're working on right now. So definitely.
Are you doing this with anyone else? Is it just you?
Just me.
Okay. So send Kay a message.
I will do that.
All right.
We'll do that. Yes.
I'll be waiting.
But
right,
yes,
I'm sorry. Finish what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that's what I got going on. But also, I'm going to drop it in the chat, everybody. If you could also please give MZ Elvis Katoto a follow. It's just as important as if you can contribute financially, that's okay. We know that there's a lot that people are dealing with, but engaging with his content is really important. He's a filmmaker, and they're not going to report what's happening in the Congo on the news. That's just not going to happen. Not on mainstream news, at least, not here. But he's been able to use his skills to really give a voice to people that would otherwise remain voiceless. And I think when people are able to see what's happening there and see the truth, it does compel most people to just want to assist because we know it's not okay what's happening over there. So engaging with his content is just as important. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Swan, all right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. Was that like 30 minutes or so for you?
Yes.
All right. All right. I'll see you in about 30 minutes.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for having me up. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one. W's in the chat for Swan, guys. I'm going to drop all the accounts so I can do this. Boom. Boom. One more thing, guys. W's in the chat for Frank. Frank sent a $10 super chat and said, just wanted to send some love, big bro. Just know we see you and we appreciate everything that you do for the people in the community. Blessed to be a part of it. Your blessings will come back to you in tenfold. Listen, I've already had them back in tenfold. guys. I'm so freaking proud of each and every one of you. YouTube, we should be back. YouTube, there we go. We're back. So I'm so blown away by the way that you guys have come together for late nights. I'm so blown away by the fact that you guys embraced late nights again, and I'm so excited about the next live, the next late nights. Late nights is going to be super dope. Yeah, I didn't. No, I didn't. The next live is going to be super dope. So I start thinking about like the different topics that I want to talk about, and then I workshop them with my wife, and then I pass them over to Kay, and then I like kind of shuffle them around and figure them out. And I have so many that I want to do. Like I have a lot of late night topics that I want to do. And a lot of late night topics that we need to revisit. And a lot of topics that we talked about doing that we didn't. We still need to do deconstructing religion. Like we haven't done that one. But then, like I was telling Swan the other day, I really want to do one on race, ethnicity, and nationality because that has people in a headlock. But we got to get back to intersectionality. But there's also a need to have a late nights around misogyny and misogynoir. There's a lot. Guys, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. If you guys will be here, then I'll be here. If you show up, I'll show up. So if you guys are going to do it with me, then we'll do it together. But I'm not doing it by myself. This is a group project. So if y'all not going to show up, I'm not going to do it. You said you're in? You show up? All right. I'm not going to be, listen, I'm not doing everybody's project. If y'all ain't going to do the work with me, then I'm not going to do it. Reserve your seat now? Okay. I know, Jared. I know you. And Jenny's in. Brandon says show up and show out. That's what I'm talking about, twin. All right, guys. I'm exhausted. We got to get out of here. I need a nap. No intro. No outro tonight. We're not gonna do an outro. We're just gonna shut everything down. We're just gonna turn the lights off. We're not gonna do an outro. Let's just everybody just cut everything off. Just shut it down. No outro. That's enough. Let's just leave. No. Outro? No. Let's do it. There's no way I would do that.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late nights with Santana and Mama Jones watching. Better keep it clean. Let's go. Late nights, truth in the convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams in the Bible. One mic, one voice, we build bridges from the heart of the hood to the world's big issues. Politics, pay, different cultures. But the real ones listen before they rebuttal. Late nights with Santana. Yeah, Mama Jones watching, so keep it growing. Ain't about flexing, this is Parasocial. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Yeah.
Guys, it was a great week. It was a great week, guys. I'm exhausted, but you guys make it worth it. I promise. You guys absolutely make it worth it. And so thank you all for everything. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for engaging all week. Thank you for showing up and showing out tonight. I love you guys. I do. We'll be back in the morning for some sparring. If I can figure this technology out, we'll have a new look. If not, I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, Thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the likes, the shares. Thank you all for hanging out this evening. Thank you all for being you. I love you all. And as always,